Hey y'all, it's Miss Johnson. To follow up Thursday's class, I wanted to give a asynchronous assignment where we step by step go through how to find those four main points of the parabolas so that we're good at graphing by graphing these 4 points and then connecting them. But also we're going to start to, as we sort of talked about in the group work, we're going to start to answer questions about like real world problems where the answers are going to turn out to be our intercepts and our vertex. So it's pretty important that we figure out how to find these points. Let's go through it. I've got an example equation, which is y equals x plus 2, x minus 6. And I'm going to find the 4 points for this equation. This is on your work, on your assignment for today. If you want, you can take these notes alongside me on your own version, and then you can try it yourself right underneath using these steps. Let's go for it. First things first, we'll find the x-intercepts. There are 2 x-intercepts. The pre-work is putting our equation into the right form, right? Here, our equation's already in the factored form. We don't need to do anything to this. If we were given something that looked like this, our first step would have been to factor it by using the Xbox method or just regular factoring. But no pre-work for this one, we've already in factored form. So the next step is set each factor equal to 0, solve these mini equations. So I'm going to put over here x plus 2 equals 0, and over here x minus 6 equals 0. Most of these are going to be solved kind of by like saying it's the opposite of the number, because the only thing, it's a one-step equation where we're just moving that one thing over to the other side. We have to be careful. Like in class, we saw that these equations are a little trickier. And then sometimes we might even have a number out front here, right? We might have a 3x minus 8, and then it'll be another 2-step equation. And then our second step is we write our x-intercepts as coordinate points with y equaling 0. So on both of these, y is going to equal 0, and we fill in the number we found from step 1. And that's how we find our x-coordinates. All right. Now for our x-intercepts. Now for our y-intercepts. The first step, the pre-work, is to put it in the form we want. And we want standard form when we're finding the y-intercept. Here we've got some work to do. I'm going to use the box multiplication. It seems to be a favorite. I'm going to go x plus 2, x minus 6. X times x is x squared, 2 times x is 2x, x times negative 6 is minus 6x, and 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. That gives us x squared plus 2x minus 6x minus 12. And if we simplify that, we get x squared minus 4x minus 12, where our a is 1, our b is negative 4, and our c is negative 12. Whenever we're in standard form, we can always ask, what's our a, b, and c? And it's nice to have those numbers. So we can plug it in for the vertex form, so we can plug it in for this y-intercept form. It's just nice to know those numbers. All right, the y-coordinate is always the c value. Here, the c is negative 12. Love it. Hacked, right? If we skip down to step, finally, we can write this as 0, comma, negative 12, where I need to type this in, where the x is always equal to 0, because it's the y-intercept. The other way we could have done this is taken either form of the equation. So this form or this form, and just plugged in x equals 0, right? So here, that would give us 0 plus 2, 0 minus 6, which is 2 times negative 6, which is negative 12. So same thing so far. And then over here, if we had plugged in 0, we would have gotten 0 minus 0 minus 12, which also would have given us negative 12. I'm a fan of this way, but you do what you want. And now we'll go over how to find the vertex. The pre-work is we want, at this point in our lives, standard form. So again, we either box multiply or FOIL. I'll FOIL on this one just because I did box multiplying before. FOILing looks like when you do x times x, get x squared. You do x times -6, get minus 6x. You do 2 times x, and you do 2 times -6. And then you simplify all that together and get x squared minus 4x minus 12. Where, again, our a, b, and c are the same as when we found the x-intercept, which is 1, -4, and -12. Y-intercept, sorry. Okay, that's our pre-work. We've got it in the right format. Now for our actual work for finding the vertex, the first step is to calculate -b divided by 2a. Our b here and our a here, right? Our b is -4 and our a is 1. One thing we pointed out in class is that even though our b is negative, we still keep this negative out front. We don't get to say like, oh, it's already got a negative. We don't need to write it. We have to write both. Which makes the top equal to +4, the bottom equal to +2, and our x-coordinate of the vertex is +2. We are now going to plug that number into the original equation. When I say original equation, we could plug it into the factored form, or we could plug it into the standard form. Either way, I'll plug it in 2, 2, 2, and 2, right? For the factored form, when we plug in 2, we get 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 minus 6 is -4, and we get that the y-coordinate is -16. For the standard form, we do the exponents first. We do the multiplication next. And then we do addition and subtraction last of all. But either way, we get -16 is our y-coordinate of our vertex. And then our final step is to write it as a coordinate point where we have our x-coordinate here and our y-coordinate here. Hopefully that clears some things up. Try it yourself. Work through those assignments. Email me if you have problems. Come to office hours if you need help. Good luck. Have fun. I'll see y'all on Monday.